You can see the riding on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always, they need a new replacement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is the Plebian Racing. We are at the World Tour. We are located at the Fuji Speedway in Japan. Qualifying just getting underway. This is going to be round 4 for us here at Plebian Racing. The previous round, round 3, was at Road America, having the Classic 2 race set up, 2 30-minute races. James Leader grabbing P1, Joel Dallas P2, and Penguin in P3 for race 1. And in race 2, we had Penguin, Kevin Ospina, and James Leader taking 3rd. As that was an exciting race to say the least, but I want to take a look at the championship standings, as we are always having great graphics and overlays of that. And ignore the sights and sounds right now, as we are on board with the Smoke Man, as he's right behind Pasha Patterson. As qualifying just got started, everybody's kind of just toting about, getting their track position here at the Fuji Speedway. A track I'm not too familiar with, so you folks at home may need to coach me into this one. I've got the track map up. We're going to stay on board with someone to see what they're up to and how they get down with the get down. Maybe I can learn a thing or two about the lines out here. Well, let's look at the standings. Like I said, in first place we have Penguino, Mr. Consistency over here, or so I think. 44 points in the lead of James Leader with 38. Didn't show up for race 1, but had great results in round 1. Didn't show up for round 1, but showed up for rounds 2 and 3 so far. Has had great results in those showings, and is probably going to have a good result here as Although Fuji Speedway might not be something in his normal repertoire, I'm sure he'll get up to speed fairly quickly. Jordan White, who's fighting off an injury tonight of his knee, in third place with 27 points, hot on the heels of James Leader. If he can get some clean races in like he usually does, he can keep hold of third place and fight off Hulsman, the newcomer who is out for blood. He and his buddy have been doing great things for the race showing here. I think the debut being Road America, and man, what a good show and fight that he put on. That was exciting to see. Ozzie Wilson, we were hoping to see Ozzie tonight after he said that he was taking a 3-week hiatus. Maybe he meant on the 4th week I shall return. So one more and we'll get the Ozman back to defend his championship. Joseph Chow in 6th in the 66 with 20 points for him. Good Neighbor with 19, really close here in the midfield. Kurt Moss with 18, Pasha with 18. That's Patterson for the 0. We're staring at his car right up ahead. Go check him out. Zero Bandwidth on Twitch. He's going to be doing his live race coverage from his cockpit, obviously. In his cockpit. Something else is like I'm doing. What else do we have? Joel Dallas with 16 points up on the board. Also a newcomer to the series, and I think he's got the Audi bug, and definitely was going to show up and defend his chances at the championship. Let's go over to the second page now. On to 11 through 20. We got Ospina, Kevin Ospina. I'll finally get that said properly. And we got the Smoke Band with 13 as well. Brendan Williams with 12. Pezzolato, that's the other guy. Another newcomer with VKR with 11 points. Right down there with Martin. Surprise, surprise. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten more consistent points in this championship so far. Maybe just had more unfortunate luck than most in this series this season. Zumina with 9. Haven't seen much of him. Hope to see more of him battling towards the midfield in the future. He's got the pace. He just needs to get a little bit of luck behind him, I think, and avoid the early lap instance. Corey Robbins with 2 points on the board. That's another man who my heart goes out to. Corey Robbins, I hope you get a good result, and hope having the commentator's curse got it in you to get some good points tonight. If you're here, we'll try to get the leaderboard expanded up a little bit. Make sure we're not missing anybody. Rookie Fagan, also a newcomer, and Xavier T. Rounding out the top 20, and I believe there's one more. We got Blizzard, our man. Blizzman with a single point, rounding out everybody who's got points so far in this season. What I'm going to call it for now. Taking a 9.5 wide entry, a late apex, it seems. This turn 2 looks kind of just like a kink here. As he approaches turn 3, kind of a 45-degree turn. Oh, and he gets towards the curve and knew that he was going to lose it. And allows, that was Smoke Man to go through and continue on his lap. And this is 100R. Someone else also going through Patterson. I think that's Ospina. So through 100R we go, much like one of the corners at Suzuka, through this hairpin called T6. Excuse me, T6 called the hairpin, my words. And T7 and T8, mostly just kinks it looks like. And down to turn 9 so maybe that's what 7, 8, and 9 become until we get to the Dunlop corner. Here's 10. A right, left, right chicane, almost like a little bus stop uphill though. And out and around 13. Probably going to be another late apex. Yep. And straighten out for 14, which looks long and deep for 15 at Nets corner. Okay, I'm tracking. And 16 uphill also. This kind of reminds me of like Lausch's ring almost. With these kind of long duration late apexing corners. And a little Suzuka mixed in. And this crazy long straight here to the finish line that runs the length of the entire course. Very, very, very interesting. I wonder where, I mean, so I think the push to pass opportunities are definitely going to be at the end of turn 16, maximize that, and if you're feeling ambitious enough, maybe you can punch it out of T6 and try to grab someone before you get down into T10. Really do some shaking and baking through the field, through kind of those two kinks. So I don't think you're going to need all that track, but let's see what these guys are up to. We're looking at Monroe. We were looking at Monroe until we snapped away to Rookie Fagan. Try to catch Pasha going through this section. These double right-handers. Excuse me. That doesn't look like we're going to get much out of a TD cam of the Interest T1. Just trying to get another look at this course with James Leader. He's probably going to try to be hunting down another good lap here. He's got Joseph Chow in front. Some more colorful liveries up ahead past that. As we go towards turn 3, left-hander, nice and deep over the curve. Okay. Around this one, R60 has got to be a deep lift somewhere. There it is. Still got the wheel locked all the way and tries to drift it around. T6 the hairpin. Able to do it, but I don't think it's going to be a hot one. Let's see if 7, 8, 9 are flat out. They are for sure. So yeah, that's definitely going to be another push to pass opportunity as Chow gets past. I think that's Blizzard. It's got to be Blizzard up ahead. Super deep into this one for T15. Japanese carousel T14, T15. Super wide. Get a nice good Burlington start here for James. So he's going towards the pits. And the format for tonight, folks, is going to be 20-minute qualifying, and this is a 50-minute race with a 2x points multiplier for your points. Don't know why I said it like that. My brain is turning to mush. I apologize. I've already been streaming for over 4 hours today for another organization, the Good Racing Group, and now I've come to do this. And as much as I do love and care about you guys so much, my brain is unfortunately not agreeing with that statement. It is turning to mush. We'll look at Kevin Ospina. I hope saying that right. Please correct me if I'm not. As he goes through 15. And over the curbs. Wow, using as much track as possible here. Fuji Speedway. I'm going to have to definitely get behind the wheel and get to driving around here because this looks like it's going to be absolutely insane. I think there's going to be a lot of track that you can make up with this long straight. Yeah. These times are awfully close. This is going to be so exciting. If Jaworski, wow, 48.7. Holy Toledo. Sir, you have caught my attention. Where have you been hiding? Nearly 8/10 ahead of Ospina. A second ahead of Penguin. 9/10 ahead of James Leader. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a contender. This guy is putting on a clinic. He is driving like a metronome right now. Jaworski. Oh, as I see that, going over the crest of that curb. Maybe he needs to grab a little sausage every now and then. Maybe that's where the time comes from. The fear of seeing another sausage flash before your eyes. Back to looking at Jordan White. Auto cameras decide to take over my computer. Looking back at Jordan White, he's going to be staving off an injury. Holding on to P3 right now. I wonder if that's going to be going through his mind and what he's going to be considering for his race. He's got in a good qualifying position right now, but this is going to be a very long race, and if he'll be able to hold up or not is another question. He shouldn't be pushing it too hard in qualifying just in case he needs to save some of that durability that he has remaining in the knee, I guess is the way to say it. Stamina, endurance, whatever life is left, he's got to save it for the races. There's only 4 minutes left, and he may not be able to improve by much. But right now, he will get 3 more laps to give it a shot. And as the fuel load comes down and he gets his tires into a good operating window, he will feel better about where he sits. Joseph Chow in the 66 still out there putting down laps. Seeing if he can break into the 49 barrier, possibly. I think this might be a good lap for him. About a 10th up from what I can tell right now. See if he can hold on to it through this tight, twisty third sector uphill. Imagine if you get off throttle at just the wrong time, you lose so much momentum uphill. And I believe Joseph did. Oh man, Kevin Ospina down to a 49.4, but hasn't broken the 48 barrier yet, but is back to the pits. That's going to be it for him. I'm thinking he has staved off the efforts of James Leader for now. He looks to be able to only get one more in after this one. I don't think this will be a steamer for him. Is anyone else on hot laps right now? Was setting personal bests until they ended up in the pits last. James Leader will get one more out of this. This will be his last effort. Jordan White not doing any better, but getting to the line in time, that's for sure. It's James Leader right behind this quattro of folks. These three in the back, not being able to get another one in, I don't suspect. That's got to be the likes of Martin and Patterson and Blizzard? No. XT. That is XT, and who else? Kevin Ospina also out here trying to set one better, but I guess to align doesn't look like it will be. A 49.4 is gonna be the best he's got, it looks like. Yep, unfortunately. James Leader on the back of this train here. There's Dave Martin. And the rest of people who are going to be setting their last laps right now. Is Martin going to be able to pick up any more positions? I don't think so. 151.269 is all he's got to beat. Just a couple of hundreds better than what he's got so far. And he is able to do it on Blizzard by a 10th. And immediately goes to the pits and dives out of the way. And that's it for Jordan White, I believe, also, and everybody's got the checker down. As James Leader wasn't able to go any faster than Kevin Ospina. So we've got Jaworski in P1. Amazing stuff. With a 48.461. Kevin Ospina with a 49.474. And James Leader in P3 and number 13. Kevin Ospina just finishing up his sighting lap, I guess. A Penguin in P4, that's rows 1 and 2. Jordan White, Joseph Chow, Dave Martin, Blizzard, Patterson, Smoke, XT, Fagan, and Monroe. The 13 drivers here tonight. Going to be duking it out for 50 minutes at the exciting Fuji Speedway.
A
We're
little
gonna
over
grab
30.
Jordan White here. Hey, Jordan. Sorry, were you in the middle
Hey,
of
buddy.
conversation? Want me to dump you back in
Oh,
for it?
you're good. No, you're good. What's up, buddy?
Hey, just wanted to see how your knee was holding up. You ended up driving for the full 20 minutes, it looked like. I thought you were going to leave some in the tank for the race. I guess not.
Yeah, well, I didn't get the hour of practice to remember my lines, so I needed to do a little extra to remember what to do. My
Ah,
sector 3 is going to be a little rough, so.
well, Sector 3 looks a little rough for everybody, so don't feel too bad.
Well, at least it's not just me.
Nope, no, no. All right, I'll dump you back in there. Good luck, brother.
Thanks, man. You too.
All right, and who else do we want to talk to? Anybody in chat want to tell me who we need to grab? Who do we need to see before the race gets started? I think we've actually not got too much time, so we might just leave it at that and go with my crazy lunatic predictions, because I think that's something I'm just good at. I'm hesitant to say that James Leader will go any faster than Jaworski before the 40-minute mark. Hesitant to say. And I'll tell you why. Because I think Jaworski is going to go fast. I think he's setting the pace here, right? And I think that he is also going to go faster and faster as the race goes on. And James and Ospina and Penguin are all going to have to adapt to that going forward. As we're going to talk about tires now for this 51-minute race. I think this might be right, but don't hold me to it, folks. We got Jaworski on hards, Ospina on mediums, Leader on mediums, Penguin on hards, White on mediums, Chow on hards. Who else? XT on hards, Fagan on hards. And of course, me and the Plebian truck are on the street tires. But for now, what I'm curious about is strategy. Excuse me. I'm not trying to be facetious with that cough. I just have something in my throat. But I'm so curious about the hard versus medium strategy, and if these guys are going to try to double stint those mediums, or I've already planned to split this down the middle at 25 minutes and take the fuel and tire separately. Or excuse me, together. But I think Jaworski is just going to go for the splash and dash at the end. If, like I said about the pace, if he's just going to plug away, do all of his laps, why not pit, 2 laps from the end before the pit window closes, and not really have to deal with cold tires for a lap or two, for multiple laps, I guess. Who knows? Who knows? The story will unfold here tonight at the Fuji Speedway as the 6 lights are coming on. 5 lights in Fuji. And they're going to go out here for the Audi TT Cup. This is round 4 as Jaworski leads us into turn 1. Ospina and Chow deploying the push to pass as soon as they could. Oh my goodness. Ospina on the inside being super respectable, giving everybody as much room as they could around the outside, making sure he didn't run wide, but that's going to leave him a little compromised and running off the track, it seems. Oh no. Kevin Ospina got collected at turn 1, it looks like now. A lot of damage on the inside door. James Lear making out of that, maybe getting touched by Chow. We didn't get a good look at that. I apologize. We don't know what happened. A good idea of who has what damage over the next 40 minutes. And we'll look back at Pasha Patterson, trying to give it up to Dave Martin. Dave driving around the track to make sure Pasha doesn't have an opportunity, but Pasha going out to the curb, trying to get the best line around the outside. Oh my goodness, we're on the outside of 10. Up the hill, Dave goes up onto Jordan White. And maybe has a better run. As White said, he didn't have a best sector 3 in him or on the track. So he's going to go side by side with Dave, but Dave thinking better of the side by side. Tucks back in at 15 and into 16 they go. See if Dave gets on the push to pass and try to go around Jordan now. Away from Pasha, most importantly, I would imagine. As Smoke and Monroe are going out for 9th and 10th place. Ooh, this is nice and tight. Smoke's giving it all he's got, that's for sure. They've got nothing between them, not a piece of paper could fit between those two bumpers right then. They're going to be side by side. Ooh, this is going to be a close one, that's for sure. Smoke getting the move done on the inside of turn 1. Very nice as Dave Martin and Jordan White are still going at it. Jordan White on the inside of 6th at the hairpin. Now Pasha Patterson's getting involved in all of this kerfunkle. No, that's turn 3, excuse me, going around 100R now around the outside as Pasha Patterson in the 0 car getting a huge run, but on the brakes he has to go as Jordan White drifts a little wide to the outside and Pasha unsure of where Jordan's going to go at the hairpin of turn 6. Leaves the room to the inside for Pasha and he gets it done. But that's not Jordan White, that's Dave Martin falling back, excuse me. I got them mixed up for just a second. And Pasha side by side with Dave Martin through 8 and 9 now. And into 10. Who's got it ahead? Pasha sticks to the inside. Gives Martin a little bit more room on the inside, but he still gets to the curb. And now Martin's getting sucked up by Penguin. Is that XT? It is XT and Penguin. Looking to go side by side through turn 14 now. What a 15-16 single file finally. As when are these guys going to settle down? Jaworski 1.5 seconds ahead of James Leader right now. 1.6 as he's been on the push to pass and is running away. Pasha Patterson, Dave Martin, Penguin, XT, all within about 2 seconds of each other, the 5 drivers. And Jordan White ahead, and who's that? That's Smoke trying to make another move on XT now, and has maybe got it done ahead into turn 1. This looks awfully familiar. He did this to Monroe earlier. Ooh, and Monroe outbrakes himself, runs super wide. And now we've got the Smoke Man right on the tail of Penguin. And these two identical looking cars. These beautiful colors and beautiful liveries. I love the chrome. I love how it looks. The reflections are amazing. And the unique color selection makes it pop even more. Yes, these guys are keeping it nice and tidy for now. Smoke goes deep. Forcing Penguin to go deep also at the hairpin to make sure he doesn't get involved in any incidents there. But staying ahead of Smoke through 8 and 9, but that's not going to stop Smoke from making a look into 10 as he gives Penguin a little bump. As Penguin made sure that they were going to make the turn safely. Smoke a little hot there, but backs off and gives Penguin enough room as Penguin and Martin are still side by side battling this out. Dave doesn't want to give up the position, but now is going to be compromised to Penguin because he did want to fight that out. Let's see if he can give it back to Penguin around the outside. I don't think so. Penguin's going to hold on to turn 16 for now behind Pasha. Who's going to deploy push to pass? That's it for Martin on 13. Smoke behind on 14 now. Pasha leading this choo-choo train of Pasha, Penguin, Martin, Smoke, XT, and who's that around the outside? That's Penguin around the outside of Dave Martin. Trying to get a move done as Martin and Penguin are going to swap back and forth. That position flickering back and forth. Now Dave Martin on the inside of Penguin and Penguin on the inside of Pasha as Pasha made sure that he stayed wide enough for Martin, who didn't look like he was going to make the corner, and Penguin getting opportunistic and getting the move done on Pasha's cautious maneuver there. Pasha keeping it nice and tight to Penguin for now. Dave Martin running wide into turn 1, but somehow still maintaining his track position behind Pasha, but still lost out 1 overall. Oh no! And that's Smokin' XT done behind at turn 6. XT gets back going again. Let's see if Smoke got it back going. Yep, he did. Looks like Smoke's slowing down and waiting for XT. Making sure that he gives that position back and the fighting can resume fairly. Good gentlemanly thing to do from your Smoke. Right on, right on. As Martin is still behind Pasha Patterson, running super wide and into the grass at 14, 15 now. The Japanese carousel, as they like to call it. 16 we go, Panasonic corner. Martin is now just losing touch a little bit, and quite a bit, I should say, honestly. He's 2 seconds back from Pasha Patterson, who needs more push to passes, or Kerr's deployment than the guys around him, so that's a little more alarming than I would have thought. But I think a lot of guys just getting into a groove as Pasha goes onto the curb and gets to the grass and goes a little wide through 3. And onto 4, he's able to get it collected for 100R. He is now losing touch with Penguin. Looks like people are settling into their little grooves now as Smoke and XT go at it side by side through 100R now. Smoke around the outside as Monroe and Ospina go after it. Ospina on the recovery drive from P2. Make his way through the field. 11 push to passes deployed. As Smoke and XT continue to swap back and forth. Through 7, 8, and 9, 300R. They go, and into 10, Smoke's got it done. No more apologies out of him, it seems. And Ospina is on a warpath, deploying that push to pass again, as often as he's got it. Joseph Chow, surprisingly, in 3rd place. Don't take that the wrong way, brother. Glad to see you up there, that's for sure. Hunting down the likes of James Leader, with Jordan White hunting him down a 154.81 last time around for him. 50.5, so Chow getting the best out of his car that time around, and Jordan White not quite doing the same. Just to give you an idea of the lap times that Conrad Jaworski is putting down. His last lap was a 49.4. His best lap a 48.6. So that's about a second faster than James Leader's best time, a 49.6 for him. Joseph Chow a 150.481. And Jordan White a 50.218. So the gap may be coming down between Jordan White and Joseph Chow, but not dramatically. Expect that to just hover around there and more action to ensue towards the pit cycles as the 50-minute race goes on. XT and Smoke relentlessly going after each other. Lap after a lap, lunge after a lunge. Ooh! Smoke giving a little tap in the rear. Going through 14. Nets corner we go. 15 as Smoke gets a little loose and squiggly, but gets the run around the final turn. Around the outside, can he make it happen? He's gonna have a drag to the line. Let's see if he can nab him turn 1. That's the Smoke Man's kind of signature move. He's done that twice now on people. Made his way through the field as we've got another swap for position. Up ahead, Kevin Ospina on Dave Martin. Into turn one they go. Down the hill they go. And Ospina on Martin completed. He's back to smoking XT, I think, as they've swapped back and forth in turn one, bumping side to side, a little door banging. As Smoke's done his T1 magic on XT, and let's see if he can hold on to it this time. As Dave Martin hasn't given up on Ospina just yet. About 6/10 back from him. I know he's going to want to tactically deploy his push to pass. Maybe he knows that Ospina is a little heavy on the button and might have a little bit more in the tank than he does. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? This Fujimon does look good. And hello, Captain Insano. Welcome to the shindig, my man. Conrad Jarowski, our leader, over our man James Leader. 6 seconds ahead. It's not looking good. The lap times show that gap probably will not come down as Jaworski gets sideways, sending it through turn 3. Wowza. Man, if that's the way you got to get those laps, I don't think I want to get that fast, because that looks like a couple of Code Browns a lap to be that good and that fast. And I'm not sure I have enough finances for the team to have that many underwear changes a race. We have to get sponsored by Hanes for sure, or at least Fruit of the Loom. I don't know where else we'd go. If you are an underwear sponsor, I have the team for you. Code Brown Racing is looking for a quality sponsor. Just throwing that out there. Throwing that out there. As Penguin looks to be making a move on Jordan White, getting this prepped through the final sector, and maybe through 14. Prep work continues. Japanese carousel to go. And the final turn. I want to see how he sets this up, because it's going to be happening into turn 1. You know that's true. He doesn't need to deploy the push to pass, it seems. Wow. Being extremely patient, goes to the outside along the straight. Wow, gets the move done. Oh, he was on it, excuse me. Now he's on the cooldown. He prepped that a while ago, it seems. And done and dusted, over half a second ahead of Jordan White. Kevin Ospina, who's deployed quite a bit of push to pass, the most so far in the field. And none remaining for the rest of it. Well, that gap is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Jaworski and Leader. But this gap is getting smaller and smaller and smaller as these guys are attracting to each other like magnets. For goodness sake. XT only 6/10 back on Smoker. Through the double right at 300R. Triple right, I should say. Well, double right, because 8 and 9 are 2 rights. 67 is technically a left-hander, I should say. I don't know. Not a track designer or track number. This feels like an endurance race day because we've been casting for so long. The lunacy has started, and I apologize. You all have to endure this. I'm sorry. XT only a half-second back on the Smoker. And who is in front of these two? That's Blizzard. Tristan Blizzard going after DeMonroe. DeMonroe moving over to the inside, cover off this move from Blizzard. Forced to the outside. He's been on the push to pass, but can he keep it close enough? Around the outside. He's been here before. Maybe a switchback can happen. No. Through to the kink side by side. Now they go into 3 around the outside. He's got some hood damage. That's not going to help his aero and his top speed, that's for sure. On the outside of 3 onto the curbing and off track, but holds onto the inside of 100R. And that's going to take the position away from Monroe, who has to let up around the outside to not go off track. T6, the hairpin, and onto 300R. Let's see if Moreau's got an answer to how to snap back to Blizzard. Or if there even is an answer to Blizzard. These guys have identical best laps. These guys seem equally matched in all aspects of this Audi TT matchup. As the switchback is done, and Blizzard, oh my goodness, gives it to Monroe, unfortunately. And Monroe gets it back going. But unsure of who crossed whom there, but all we know is that Blizzard and Monroe came together, and Blizzard is able to drive off with P8 and Monroe getting the rough and tumble of that. Down into 12, and I say that only because Ospina is in the pits. And down into 12th now. We'll have plenty of free air in front of him, clear air in front of him, to set some good laps. The person he's going to run into is Monroe. But as I said, they're all going to try to pit sooner rather than later anyways. Interesting about Ospina's strategy is that he did take that pit, but didn't lose too much time, I don't think. And I'm not sure if he took tires or not. I know we were watching, but I wish there was an animation or something to indicate that, as Smoke and XT are swapping positions back and forth. It's as if these guys are shuffling a deck of cards, each one of them being a half of that deck. And swapped around back and forth in a couple of laps. The deck is being shuffled. When will these two get it sorted out between them? I don't know. But it's definitely not going to be lap 10 here of the Fuji Speedway with 29 minutes left to go. There's going to be more blood and paint and rubber left on the tarmac, that's for sure. As they go back and forth through the final turn again, and Smokeman on the push to pass, trying to do his signature move for turn 1. Making sure that he's on the brakes as late as possible, but still hitting that turn 1 apex, holding people to the outside of the track where he can. Making sure that he can't turn in the same time he can at the apex. Doing a great job of it. That's it. Holds him off as long as he can for that super late apex of T1 and gets it done beautifully. Smoke really has mastered that turn 1 overtake. I'm not sure if he watched a lot of F1 to learn how to get that done, or if he watched some other GT racing, as it looks like we've got some more overcast skies coming in over us, as the track is just darkened up quite a bit the last couple laps. Smoke's going a little wide, and that's going to allow XT an opportunity to maybe go around the outside, but he's keeping to the curbs because he doesn't know quite where Smoke is just yet. I'm sure because of the Helicourse radar not showing up, and into 10, not shutting the door, making sure that Smoke has a little bit of runoff room just in case he runs deep. He was carrying quite a bit of speed, but XT having the move done in front of Smoke into 10 and through sector 3 now. This is just going to keep on swapping back and forth, back and forth. I love it to death. Not the two people we thought we were going to be having a battle this race, but nonetheless exciting. An overtake a lap, it seems, as Smoke is on the push to pass again. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get it done, as Martin and Blizzard are now in the pits. At the same time, it looked like Dave Martin, transient times, 30 seconds so far. Oh, and he's getting going again, so maybe not taking the tires. Tires have got to take a little bit longer than that, as Blizzard looks to be taking tires, that's for sure, as he's been in here for longer than Dave Martin. Considerable amount of time longer than Dave Martin at that point. No, I think Dave Martin and Blizzard both took tires. I think that's the only thing that makes sense to me. XT and Blizzard going at it side by side. I wonder if these guys are going to pit in the same lap or try to do something opposite as XT drifts around 14 and into 15 as he maintains that lead over the Smoker. Panasonic corner, and away we go. Smoke's going to be on the push to pass any second now. Maybe not available yet as he is diving into the pits, it looks like. Oh! And XT thinking about diving into the pits, but thought better of it as he was way past the commit line. That's why Smoke didn't get on the push to pass. Very, very cheeky there. Use that good drag he had to dive into the pit lane and really just covered it off from XT for being able to dive in also. Monroe's now into the pits is what I meant to say. Penguin's only 8/10 back from Joseph Chow now. Joseph Chow now, of course. Of course that rhymes. It's just silly to say. Ooh. Penguin's rear end has seen some better days, that's for sure. The back of that car looking more crumpled up than a tin can. And Penguin and Joseph are both on the hards. I wonder if Penguin knows what I know right now. And be able to know that we're doing the same strategy roughly. Staying out there for as long as they can, I would presume, and running till the end. Ooh, Penguin gets squirrely over the curb. through 3, trying to cut the inside as much as he could. Wow, and Joseph Chow has just been plugging away for as long as he could be. He's only 10 seconds back from James Leader. What an amazing drive from him today, because he has just put on just a good, clean race. I am so happy for him. This has been a phenomenal drive. If he can stave off the clutches of Penguin for as long as he can, that'll be a happy day. As XT's now into the pits, and we're gonna want to see where Smoke is on track, as he's coming through the final turn now, and I don't think XT's got the the overcut done. The undercut may have been stronger for Smoke. What is Xavier up to now in the 99 racing car? He's coming out now, but oh my god, this is gonna be so close, as now Blizzard's involved in this argument. Oh, and XT is falling back to the Smoker, and now is gonna have to fight off Blizzard to get the move done on the former battle he was involved in. And don't count your chickens, because Rookie Fagan is also looking to give XT a run for his money for P11. So don't be surprised if we see battle on a battle on a battle, as Penguin is just hanging back, still 9/10 away, as Pasha Patterson gets a move done on Jordan White, who's chilling in the pit. So not much of a move done, actually, as much as it is Jordan White just pitting for his regular stop. And back to the action. Blizzard and Smoker going after it. 10 up the hill. Ooh! I think Blizzard wants to make a move on the Smoker. Let's see if he's going to have this set up through the finals corner. Going super wide at 14. Maybe he's trying to set something up cheekily at 15 and through the final corner. Oh yeah, he's gonna get it. Better run, I think. Oh yeah, he's definitely on the apex, almost alongside him already. Been on the push to pass, that's for sure. That's deployed, and they're side by side before they even got to the commit line at the pit entry. Excuse me. And down the straight they go towards T1. Smoke is on the push to pass. He's not going to be happy about getting turn 1. That's his move, he says, as he's on the inside, actually, of Blizzard. Let's see if he can hold on to it. Yep, forcing Blizzard to hold off on his turn-in point as long as he can, and getting the move back done on Blizzard. Is Smoke able to defend that back? And James Leader is now into the pits, and that's going to put him in a weird position. Is where is he going to come back out and have to fight his way through the field, as Joseph Chow has now been overtaken by Penguin through turn 1, but they're going to remain side by side through turn 2, the kink, and into 3. Joseph just tucks in behind and goes towards the curbing and gets a better line, I think, on the outside of 100R. Joseph Chow just biting at the ankles of super late on the brakes. Look, very reactionary, but is able to make the corner, but the delta is showing that he's losing time dramatically. I don't know how accurate that is. Oh, into 10. Joseph definitely had a better entry there. And that's going to set him up for everything going on uphill, as Penguin may not have this all squared away through Sector 3, getting a little squirrely over the inside curb. And we saw his car doing that before. Maybe that's inherent of his setup. He might not be able to defend as best as he thought he could against Joseph Chow, who can take a little bit more of that stuff. Still ahead about a half second right now. Joseph Chow's used most of his push to pass, down to only 5 left. Pasha's on the button himself on the exit of the final corner, and on the pit straight we see him now in the very, very, very back of the shot. Oh no, and Kevin Ospina having a DNF. I think that's a disconnect for him. Unfortunately. Absolutely unfortunate. Not the way we wanted to see that end. Ospina doing well enough this race and was doing very well for a recovery drive too, but just can't catch a break, probably because of his internet, I'm going to presume. And that's just really disappointing because he was on it for a good recovery drive and just lost it all for something that he can't control, unfortunately. Blizzard and smoke, half second separating them. Kind of in this sandwich, and XT trying to make his way back up to his former enemy of Smoker, but can't quite do it. Trying to stay within a second of Blizzard and maybe get some of that draft, because he's not on the push to pass yet. Maybe he's forgetting to use it. XT with a 51.320. He is closing down on these two as Blizzard misses his brake marker, runs super deep for turn 1. That's going to be super compromising for him, as now XT is going to want to get past Blizzard as fast as he can and looks to the inside at 3. Can he hold on? No, thinks better of it, but Blizzard leaves the room, remaining his compromised position through 100R. XT definitely wanting to get eager with that as Penguin and Chow are into the pits. Let's see if there's any difference between these two guys' strategies, as they were both on hards. Pasha inheriting P2 for the moment. The last of the no-pitters, I believe, along with Jaworski, who has maintained his command and has stayed out in front. Waiting until everybody else is either pit or till the end at least for taking his mandatory stop. Joseph Chow and Penguin separated by a little over 3 seconds now, so something happening in the pit cycle that we couldn't quite see. Penguin not repairing the damage. There must have been a quick one for him. Going for just a splash and dash. And I think Joseph probably repaired some damage. Yep, definitely going through the Plebian car wash as far as I'm concerned. And it's actually stayed ahead of James Leader. I just noticed this. Oh my goodness. Joseph Chow, on strategy alone and pace alone, has managed to turn that 10-second deficit on James Leader into a net 2-second advantage over James that last lap, but unfortunately that gap has come down to around half a second as they go through the final turn and onto the front straight, and James Leader is going to want to get this done sooner rather than later. He's on the push to pass it. I don't think he's going to be able to close down this gap, but the straight is super long, and I have been wrong before. I can be wrong again. James Leader getting nice and close on the bumper. Who's going to make a dive to the inside first? Not Joseph. James Leader makes the look. Is not quite alongside, but is threatening enough to do so, and Joseph makes sure that he doesn't shut the door and become a victim of that move. Files in line, single file. Just complicit with that decision, and into 3 they go. Maybe looking forward to getting a little bit of a tow from James, a free little DRS slipstream, if you would, along the following straights, and try to gain some momentum on his nemesis, Penguino, up ahead, who he might be able to pass, at least if James Leader can catch Penguin. We'll take a look at the lap times once they get close and see what's going to ensue. As Blizzard is still battling with XT and Smoker. My goodness, these guys are relentless. Blizzard under threat from XT around the outside at turn 1. Blizzard's going to try to hold off on the inside. Everybody's on the cooldown for this for the push to pass. At this point, Blizzard late on the brakes again, but more cautious as XT snubs the racing line away. And Blizzard's got nowhere to go except for to tuck in through 2 and through the kink of 3. Who's going to be able to do what? It looks like XT definitely hit the apex better than Blizzard, and he goes wide at the exit of, and that's going to compromise him through 100R. And he runs super wide again. Maybe he had overheated those tires with all the pushing he's done. And maybe he is just getting a little frustrated with the driving. I know how hard it is to be behind someone and not be able to get a move done continuously. He's trying to be as respectful as he can to XT and the Smoke Man, but he is just trapped in this little bubble between them. And I saw a glimpse of the lap times. Looked like Penguin and James Leader were running around the same laps. That's 59.446 for Penguin and 49.4 and 49.4 for both of them. So that gap's not coming down anytime soon. As Blizzard's now under threat from Monroe, unfortunately, through 15. And goes off track at the edge of 15, and that's Monroe getting one done. And Blizzard's just got to remember to keep his cool and relax. He's got the pace, he's got the drive, he's put up a great fight for the last half of this race. He's just got to keep it together to make sure he's out there to grab a single point and keep it together. Man, he is doing a good job. Let's keep it together, brother. Oh, that's Conrad. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I was so confused for a moment, but that's our race leader making his way through the field. Holy Toledo. So confused for a second. That's Conrad Jaworski. Getting right in between this battle between XT and Smoke is... Ooh! They are getting so close, XT and Jaworski. Smoke not wanting to let him get in between. Excuse me, XT not wanting to allow him to get in between his battle with Smoke. I was just looking at the comment from Ospina that broke my concentration. Stand by, Ospina, I'll get to you in a second. As Smoke looks to be holding off Jaworski as best as he can as Jaworski goes for the switchback through the final turn, and on the inside he goes. On the push to pass he goes, and he's going to make sure he gets the T1 that Smoke likes to pull so much, but oh my goodness, Smoke isn't going to give it up for free, that's for sure. He was also on the push to pass to try to defend everything he's got against XT behind, as XT is getting the double slipstream suckathon into turn 1. This is going to be super tight as Smoker gets a little bit of the same treatment, delayed entry on his turn in. That's XT filing in right behind. Oh my goodness, and Ospina comes in the comments and tells us that his screen freezing was the lamest thing that can happen. That is absolutely the lamest thing that could happen, and that is not what we need from you. Internet problems, understandable. Other problems, understandable. Man, oh man, just an ordinary PC problem as we see the switchback done between Xavier T and Smoker. Switchback again. through the hairpin of 6. And through 300R and on to 10. Done and dusted, he says. You know this isn't the last we're going to see of these two duking it out and swapping around. Let's step away for a minute to enjoy the sights and sounds. Just as I look back, XT is absolutely sideways through 3 on mode send as Smoke gives it to him and shoves XT a little bit too hard around 100R, and that's Blizzard making his way through. The two of them stopped in an unfortunate place for Smoke. I think all the other cars have gone past now. Smoke returning the accidental punt, given the position back, and the gentleman he always is. The only unfortunate part is that XT lost control of the car after the contact and ended up in the wall, and that's not going to be quite as forgivable as getting the position back, because that damage will be lasting as the remaining 6 minutes of this race are upon us. I don't think anybody's going to necessarily pit for damage to finish this off. Quiet race so far. Interesting to see the 34-second gap for Penguin on Jaworski, and James Leader only 4 seconds back from Penguin, though, so that seems a little bit more reasonable than most. And Joseph Chow in 4th place, in a heroic 4th place, I should say. 7 seconds away from leader. And Pasha Patterson with a very quiet drive tonight in one of his favorite cars. I wonder if this might be one of his favorite tracks, possibly. We'll find out. 11 seconds away from Joseph Chow in 4th, but I'm sure he's going to be happy with the peaceful events that have ensued this race, as he is incorrectly listed on the leaderboard as the number 2. He is obviously the number 0 for the 0 bandwidth car. 5 remaining. 5 remaining, and 5 remaining on the push to pass as well. Pasha seems to have timed that impeccably. 159.9 out of him. That's definitely not his best. But I think he is in mode cruise and get it home right now, as his tires have got to have seen some better days, and the fuel load has come down, and the sun's come out here at the Fuji Speedway. As it was looking doom and gloom earlier on in the session, the sun seems to have come out, and boy oh boy is it bright as day out here for the final couple minutes the race. This is looking very nice. To remind all drivers from now on to turn on their lights for safety, as the cloud coverage may come in and out at any moment. And my clouds might be different than your clouds. Who knows? As we see the disc glow on the Pasha Patterson 0 bandwidth livery car. Through 15. Oh no, that's 10, excuse me. And up the hill he goes. Commanding his way now through 14 and into 15. super deep, and these late apexes are so exciting. Oh man, are these guys catching back up to Monroe now? It looks like it. Smoke a half second back from his boy XT. They've been glued together like super glue. I think XT definitely has substantial damage. I think Smoke has to back off to make sure he stays behind XT squarely, making a look at 6, but not doing it again. And he knows that they've just been steadily catching up to Monroe, and that would be a nice accomplishment to have if they can both gain a position and get some points in the championship to push themselves forward. Ooh, and through 10 gives XT another touch, as I thought Smoke might have been alongside there, at least had a wheel along the inside of XT, but XT turning in and presuming that Smoke wasn't going to be there, but he promptly was. Let's see if Smoke's got any more of the turn 1 shake and bakes left. I think there's going to be 2 more laps left at least. Maybe 3 for the guys who have gotten lapped. I'm not quite sure, depending on where the leader is. Under 2 minutes remaining. Smoke alongside the inside, that's for sure this time. Super deep on the brakes. And gets the apex done and dusted. But that doesn't mean that XT doesn't have something up his sleeve to snap back. Kink of 2 and into 3 they go. Ooh, and he's super hard on the brakes. XT, as you saw the compression of the front end of his car just dig into the asphalt there for a second. Definitely did not prepare the front load of that car for Smoke's brake marker, that's for sure. And that is Monroe going off. Maybe he's getting scared of what he sees behind him in the rear view mirror. These guys have been swapping back and forth left and right. If they keep it tidy for a little bit longer, they might be able to get one more out on Monroe. Possibly not. As Smoke has 10th place secured, and I'm sure he's not going to want to be in any position to compromise for a point now. As who knows when the checkered will come out. Where is Jaworski? Past the checkered flag, or excuse me, past the line, so that's going to be white flag for him. And that's going to be white flag for everybody when they cross the line. So 2 more for these guys, if I'm not mistaken. As Smoke and XT are still running side to side now. Nope, as they are now single file weaving along the straight. That's going to be something we're going to want to look at later or talk about later. And XT deep on the brakes into turn 1. Definitely hitting the apex proper, but hitting the curb and running a little wide there. That's going to open the door for the Smoker, as he's got the preferred line through 3. XT's going to have to slow down a lot, or he's going to run wide for the entry of 100R, and he did take the shallow entry. Smoker's going to be carrying a lot of speed through here, and that's going to give him the advantage up into 6s. It's tight side by side at 6, and Smoker on the brakes early to make sure there's not any additional contact. Oh my goodness. I don't want to break away from this battle to go to the leaders just yet. I'm so sorry. As we've got this battle still ensuing. Into turn 10 we go to Smoke. Make a move on the inside. He thinks about it. Has a wheel on the inside. XT leaves a little bit more room than last time as Smoke gives a bump up the hill to XT as he had a great run up it, but lets off the gas to make sure XT is collected and doesn't go into another barrier. And that's going to be it, folks. I think this is going to be done and dusted. The position is going to be held onto here as we've got Smoke filing in single file behind XT. Jaworski taking the checkered flag in P1. Penguin in P2, still on this lap, under threat from James Leader. That's only 1.5 seconds back. That's a lot less than I expected, as I think that's going to be it for them as they get to the line. Yes, this will be it. 40 seconds separating P1 and P2. That's quite a gap, more than we expected. P2 for Penguin, P3 for leader Joseph Chow, getting P4. Congratulations for that commanding drive you had. And P5 going out to Pasha Patterson now. And Jordan White getting 6th place, hopefully. And everybody out of push to passes, it seems. Pasha Patterson, P5, Jordan White in 6th, Dave Martin coming through the final turn. And on to the straight we are. People are finally pulling into the pits and this race is wrapping up. Dave Martin, Blizzard in 8th, Monroe in 9th, being able to hold on to that after the collision he had early on. XT in 10th and Smoke in 11th. Hell of a show you guys put on for us. Thank you so much. Rookie Fagan in 12th, and that's Kevin Ospina in 13th, getting the big fat DNF for the screen freezing issue. And folks, I normally would like to do a post-race interview, chat, and race review, all that good stuff, but unfortunately, I am just simply too exhausted to go on. I'm going to put a big fat raid for the Zero Bandwidth in, and we're going to go see him about his stream and what he's been up to. And hopefully that'll send us over to him. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us. If you like what you see, if you want to be a part of the action, please go ahead and find us on Discord. Go ahead and look at us on our YouTube or look at us on our Twitch. Find more of our race VODs, find more of our live streams, find some of our hot laps that we have put on by the Blue Gang. Join us for our time trials that occur every week. Goodness gracious, this league, this community is doing so much with their time. It is unbelievable, putting out content every week, making sure that the racing is on par with the highest of standards, and make sure that the races are always full. We had a good grid here tonight, a couple people not showing up due to personal reasons, but that's okay. We always understand how that goes, but it will affect your championship standings, and I will be looking forward to what this looks like next Friday. And with all that being said, thank you, folks. Take a look at the schedule, see what you can do, and see if you want to come hang out with us. Take care and have a good night. And as always, be safe.